Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Doing a little messing around today. Grabbed a couple of machines out of my to-do pile. I've already worked on a Troy built. We're going to work on this Kohler powered Toro. Trying to see what year it is. 2018 on this. So this TB110, I did the job already. I had tried to start it. I shot some happy juice in. It fired off and stalled, and as you can see here, mostly water, very little fuel came out of the tank. So this thing runs and does what it should now. New air filter. So this thing's ready to go. I decided I'd take you along for this 2018 Toro. Kind of remember this thing. Took it in a group. Looks like clothesline, big knot here. The recoil isn't retracting. We got a dead rope. I have another aftermarket recoil to throw on. It looks like it has rat damage, but I think somebody had a dog. This was in somebody's garage, and a dog chewed this up. The teeth marks are deeper than what a rat could produce right there. So I kind of, it's jimmied up. I kind of looked at this thing, and it looks overfilled. So I got to wipe this thing clean and put the right amount of oil in it. Then we'll address the recoil. Tank's got a little moisture down there. I don't know if it's gas or what. We can add fresh fuel and see if it starts. If it doesn't, we'll go through the carburetor. So let's get busy. Let me wipe the dipstick clean. I've got a salsa jar here to pour the excess oil in if there is some. Oh, it's actually at the right level. So maybe I had rocked this thing around and the oil went up the dipstick, but it's actually at a good place. So I got to walk around my junk section, try to find another dipstick and maybe another dipstick tube. I kind of looked around already, and all the Kohlers I have the lower dipsticks. This thing here's got the high tunnel tube. The ones I have are just the dipsticks down here. I may remove the 10mm bolt, get rid of this tube, and just go with the shallow oil dipstick, get rid of this whole thing together. Okay, so we got oil. We're not going to mess with that. Let me change this out now. And we can throw this thing on my hydraulic table. I just put some hydraulic fluid in it. It's got a slow drip. Okay. I just need a tin. Another beautiful day here in Southwest Florida. Just trying to work ahead to get my inventory up. Had a great year last year in sales. Hopefully we can do it again. Let me blast out some of this grass residue here in the cup. This is a great looking 2018. If you look at the tire tread, this thing has seen very little use. Really good tread on this machine. Aftermarket recoil. I buy them like 10 at a time. You get a discount through Fleabay if you buy generally 4 or more items from sellers. They give you a discount, a couple bucks off each recoil or whatever you're buying. So I just store them and use them as needed. Because as you know, prices go up on everything, and you buy onesies, you end up going to pay more in the long run. Just finger tighten this. I'll grab a ratchet and just snug them up. I know, I could have used the impact, but I don't like to get crazy on stuff. Okay, let's add fuel. The bottom of the tank kind of looks grungy. We may have to tear down the tank and carb. It may have varnishy deposits. Okay, that's about 1/4 of a tank. That's going to be good enough to start. Let's see what this filter looks like. Been sitting a while. We got some rust on the metal. We got some cockroach activity here. They've started to eat the paper cartridge. I'm just going to grab a stick here that's on the deck and poke at the choke wafer, see if it's gummied up or moves. Okay, that should be good enough. Automatic choke, it's hooked up to the muffler for the wafer. Okay, we should have fuel flow by now into the bowl. Let me pull on it. Cables look like they're in good shape. Although the safety brake cable here is not moving, but we just broke it free. It had some rust and would not move. Okay, I'll put my clip on the bail bar because we're going to throw a little happy juice into the carb and see if it fires off, and then we'll go through the carb if it starts and stalls, because it's just going to burn a little bit of this carb cleaner and then stall out if the carburetor is plugged up or the jet's blocked. Okay, let's pull. Start and stall. Burned off that little bit of carb cleaner and couldn't pull any gas in on its own doing. So up here we go on the table. We're going to do the carburetor clean. Okay, that should be good enough for an old man. Grab the 10 again. These two here are 10s. 10 millimeter on the air filter backing plate. Put that to the side. Save my two 10 nuts. Okay. We'll start by removing the fuel line. I'll put it up high so it doesn't leak out. Kohler 675. Put it, tuck it right up there. Got my little spacer that needs to go back into the backing plate here. Okay, save that. Let's see if we can get this automatic choke linkage off without any issues. I'm going to put the throttle to full open, lift up on the linkage. The spring popped off. We'll put that to the side. And I don't think we can get this off. What I normally have done is just taken the thermostatic wafer off. So we got to disassemble the recoil. Because the way this linkage is, it's 90-degree bends. I won't be able to get that off. Here's your thermostatic wafer. There's two 10s here. And sometimes there's one down there, but not in this case. There's just the two on the top. I'm going to zip those off so that way I can dislodge the linkage. Those are 10s. Okay, now I can manipulate the linkage off. put that to the side. Now I'm free and clear. This thing can come off. 10 on the bottom. Let's open up the bowl and see what it looks like. Let me blast some air around it first to get rid of that excess dirt. You with me? Let me get a container, the same one with the water in it from the Troy built. Oh, drop that in the bucket. I can already tell we had some yellow snot. Looks like old fuel issue. Got really grungy. Pretty grungy. Look at all the varnish buildup there on the bottom of the carb. It's all crusty shit that's been accumulating. So let's do a quick clean on this. I'm going to take just a small wire brush, and the stinkometer is going off the charts. This thing stinks like old varnish, because it is old varnish. I'm going to be meeting my son and daughter-in-law for lunch, so that'll be good. If I can knock this job out and have a nice meal, I'll be somewhat happy. Okay, that's good enough on this. I can see the brass jet's got some snooker in there. Let me grab my pokers, tip cleaners. Do a little pokey. I don't know how the main jet is. If it's goobered up in there, it might not come out. I'm going to get a smaller diameter wire. These pokers are too big for that small hole. Okay, I got a thinner wire. Let's see if I can poke it. Yeah, it went all the way through. I'm hoping the holes in the brass tube in there are not plugged, because this would be a quickie quick if I just throw it back together now. But then the issue is I have it in my hand and it's so close. why not do the job right the first time? I guess tacos are going to have to wait. Maybe. No, it's acting up. I'd have to acetone ATF it to soften it up. I started to strip the brass. Let me get some carb cleaner. I can poke the main jet. We may be in good shape from here down. If that's the height the gas was sitting, I can go to the secondary jet, remove that as well. But I'm just going to blast some carb cleaner in there, and hopefully that's not blocked up. You would remove the plastic set screw and then pop this up for your secondary jet, and then take a wire and clean that out. Okay, let me grab the carb cleaner, which is right here. Blast some in there, some in there. Air gun. Little brushy here. One more blast. Put this thing back together. I'm facing my drain plug to the front. It's going to sit like this. So you drain it from the front if you have to. It actually sets itself up. There's a notch here in the bowl, which makes it easy. It faces the nut forward. Okay, I got to dig out the nut because it went swimming. I'm going to have to retrieve that. Yuck. I'm going to take the 10 off the impact. And do this one by hand. Okay. Hand tighten. Little bit of aftermath there. I'm not going to mess with that. Okay, let me put my linkage for the automatic choke on, since I can manipulate the linkage and the carb any which way I want now, because it's off. Okay, so I got that started. I can put the carburetor on, drop the wafer on top of the muffler. Got my 210s here. I'll get them started and then use the impact. Then we'll put the throttle linkage and the spring on, governor linkage, and then fuel line, and then the cover. Okay, so that's on. Throttle to full open, put my linkage in, feed the spring into place. Okay, everything is moving. Grab my fuel line. Let a little of that fuel pour out just to clean out what was in the line. Hose clamp. Swing my backing plate into position. Everything else is still moving free and clear. Okay, so those three are for the recoil. These two here are for the carburetor. Get them started. Half a turn. That's on. No leaking. Bowl is still dry. So that's a good thing. The gasket was still soft. Okay, throw the recoil on. The aftermarket recoil. Get these started. Grab the 10 off of here to help me start them. It's hard to get your fingers in here. These studs kind of sit kind of low. Okay. I think we're having tacos for lunch. That's all I'm dreaming about right now is tacos. I'm going to leave this thing off since it's useless anyway. It's not going to stop anything. Okay, I think we're doing good. Let me put you down, get this on the sidewalk. We know we're good on fuel and oil. If it starts, we'll just have to service the transmission and the wheels, grease those up. Okay, let me grab you. You don't want to see an empty table. You want to see this 2018 Toro. Okay, let's go. Pull and go. So that turned out how I wanted it to. Quickie, quick, clean. We got the 2018 rocking and rolling. So that was a good deal. Just in time. I got 15 minutes to make it to the taco joint. So I squeezed this in. I'm going to have a delicious lunch. So like I said, I'm going to get rid of the high tube. I got a bunch of engines with the lower dipstick tube. It needed a recoil. Recoil was blown out. Looks like somebody had put some aftermarket clothesline, maybe rope on it. Polyester. It looks like, doesn't look like it's nylon. Quick carb clean. Mr. Rat stayed on for the ride. 2018 675 Kohler. I'm happy. I'll come back after lunch, grease up all the axles, and look at the front wheel drive and touch up the blade. Haven't looked at the blade. Maybe we need a new one, or maybe I can sharpen that one up. Anyway, thanks for coming out, you guys. Checking out this Ratty Rat Toro Recycler 22-inch. Since it is a Toro, let me give you the model number. It's the 20377, 20377, serial number 40333 7857. Conforms and meets all blah blah blah. Bloomington, Minnesota, the Toro Company. 20377 on the model number. The spec on the engine, PH-XTX675-3013 is the spec number. Engine says it's a 2018 on the EPA Kohler emissions. So this one turned out good. Glad you came along. Have a good day today. Tip your waitress and wait staff. It's taco time at Tommy time. Hey, I like that. Taco time at Tommy time. Mr. Chicken is thrilled about that because he doesn't want anything to do with Chick-fil-A. Beef tacos are fine. Chick-fil-A, no, he doesn't want that. If you do go out, tip your waitress and wait staff. Thanks again.